Usher's little boy is recovering from a frightening pool accident, but the star's troubles just beginning. His ex-wife was granted an emergency custody hearing tomorrow, 2 p.m. in Atlanta. You'll see it here on HLN. Here's CNN's Alina Machado.
Days after singer Usher Raymond's son nearly drowned in the pool at his Atlanta home.
Yes, they're doing CPR on him now.
Okay. Is he breathing?
Is he breathing? Is he breathing? He's breathing. Yes, ma'am.
The 5-year-old is progressing. The singer, releasing a statement, says his son is, quote, doing well and is recovering. The child's mother, Tamika Raymond, tweeted, cabin fever, but I'm so happy to say that my son is doing much better, talking and asking for food. But the legal battle seems to be heating up again. On Tuesday, the day after the incident, Usher's ex-wife filed this motion seeking an emergency custody hearing. It's the latest development in what has been a bitter fight between the two. Usher and Tamika married in 2007. They were divorced just 2 years later. The singer gained custody of the couple's 2 young boys. But in Tuesday's court filing, Usher's ex-wife alleges he travels excessively, away from the home 85% of the time, and that, quote, the minor children are at risk while in the care of third-party caregivers. The filing also says the child was left in the pool unsupervised by his aunt, who was caring for him at the time of the incident. Usher's attorney did not respond to our calls for comment.
I think it's going to be an argument by Usher's attorneys that the mother's showing poor judgment in spending her time and resources litigating over an issue when the child probably needs all the focus on him and his medical care and making best decisions there without the stress of preparing for a hearing.
The near drowning comes more than a year after Tamika's 11-year-old son was killed in a watercraft accident on a Georgia lake.
All right, so what's going to happen tomorrow? Let's bring in our legal dream team to go through this one. And as I look at this issue, I understand the argument being made by Tamika, and I don't know why she doesn't have custody to begin with, or at least joint custody to begin with. There might be another story there. But if you got one parent who, if it's true, is away 85% of the time, isn't the best interest of the child, which is the legal test, to be with a biological parent, Darren?
Well, but the best interests of the child don't necessarily mean that you spend all of your time in proximity with that child. And what ultimately the question's going to be is, are there changed circumstances that warrant revisiting the order? And like you, Vinny, I'm very suspicious about why it is that mom doesn't have a larger role in the first place. And my wondering is whether either she's got baggage or there's something going on with Usher and his legal team and a relationship with the previous judge. There's got to be something else going on here.
HLN knows nothing about
I'm
that.
just, this is my wild speculation here, but I think there's more to this story. It is wild, but there's going to be more that will be revealed in this case. Ultimately, it is about what's in the best interest of the child, and expect Usher's team to argue that this was an unfortunate accident that Usher's travel schedule or whose parenting has nothing to do with.
I see these cases all the time. You know, he was caught in a grate. What more are you going to do now? Does Usher, should he probably have inspected his pool grates and his suction valves? Yeah, he should have. But this was an accident. CPR was given. The kid survived. There is,
to me, the bigger issue, though, is a child should be with mom or dad.
But
right? If dad, let's say it's a big gift, because I don't know how much he travels. I don't know Usher, even though we live here in the same state. If he's gone 85% of the time, Joey, it seems to me a child should be spending time with an actual parent when possible, as opposed to an aunt, a nanny, the Mason who saved his life. You know what I mean?
It's a wonderful point, Vinny, and I think certainly that's something that has to be evaluated by this court. And just to speak up for the mother, listen, she lost another child before. Certainly any parent, it's worst nightmare to lose any child. And of course, she wants to make sure that these children are provided for their safety or security. And if Usher is away from home, that competent and able-bodied people are ensuring that they're supervised properly. And yes, to your point, I think a judge has to look at it and say, listen, in the event that we did switch custody, will you as a mother be there for a significant amount of time to ensure the children are okay?
Yeah, I like joint custody. Everybody shares. You spend time here, you spend time there, whatever's best for the kids. All right. Both Usher and his ex-wife expected at the hearing tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. And you know who's going to be there. Us, HLN. We'll be inside the courtroom. We'll bring it to you live. Now, it happens a lot.